Welcome to Knack's Corner. I'm Nick, wearing my wizarding robe, we're in a corner. Today, I'm going to talk to you about ARC's Advanced Reader Copies. I am now an Indigo employee, so Indigo chapters, goals, things like that. So I sell books at the bookstore, and I am lucky enough to come across some advanced reader copies to read some books so I can better inform people on what the books are about and if they're worth reading. So far, the publisher I have dealt with the most is HarperCollins. They are a fantastic group of people who have sent me out a bunch of advanced reader copies, which I'm going to share here with you. And I got a few other books I picked up because there was a pile of advanced reader copies in the store that we were able to take home if you were interested in reading them, and I'm going to do my best to get around to them within 2020. So these were just sent to me yesterday, these ones. The Shape of Family. It's an uncorrected proof, and so what happens is you get let me see here. Uncorrected proof. Okay. So there's advanced reader copies, which is the book that is edited, corrected, and ready to be put out, but they want people to read it to start buzz. And then they have uncorrected proof, which means the book has not been fully edited yet and is subject to change. So the two books they sent me yesterday was Cold Storage, which I'm extremely excited to read. It's about an old pathogen getting out and basically wreaking havoc. It's written by the guy who did the screenplays for Jurassic Park and Spider-Man and Panic Room. So I'm really excited to read it and see what comes out of it. This is probably the one I'm looking forward to most out of this entire pile to read. And I look forward to it. It's going to be a really cool book, I think. I was talking about The Shape of Family. It's basically about family members having to deal with some dark pasts and having to learn how to cope and move on as a unit. So, should be interesting, and I'm just gonna wait to see how it is. It'll be on my list. My wife is currently reading A Girl Named Anna, which has been eradicated to My Name is Anna, I believe. So this is an uncorrected proof. It's one of the books that did change its title and probably a few things within the story. I'm excited to read it. I believe it's about like a girl accidentally falls into a cult, something like that. Seems interesting, and I'm definitely gonna give it a go. I just finished this last night, The Nanny. Look forward to my review on Tuesday for it. Me and my wife are both gonna sit down. My wife Nadia, she read this before I did, and we're gonna sit down and discuss it with you guys and let you know our thoughts on it then. But basically, it's a mystery thriller. A nanny goes missing back in like the 80s and then reappears later, and crazy things happen. I am excited to read this. It's a non-fiction book. It's called The Flight of the Highlanders, and it's about Canada's first immigrants from Scotland when the British were kicking a lot of the Scots out. I am very interested to see what happens in it, and looking forward to it. It's on shelves, and I think it's probably going to be a really good story about immigration. Treason of Thrones. Thorns. Treason of Thorns. It's a fantasy. I have not read it yet. It's going to be on my list sooner than later, as I'm a huge fantasy fan, as most of you know, and am excited to see how that is. I also met this gentleman at the HarperCollins thing, and he got to write a little note in there, so they go around and put your name on it so he knows how to spell your name, and then he writes a nice little note in it, and away you go. This is about the tsunami in Newfoundland back in the 20s, I believe. And I am very interested. I've flipped through the book already a bunch of times, and am looking forward to it. And Lyndon McIntyre is supposed to be an amazing author, so I'm really excited to read it, and I think it will be pretty awesome. They gave me all those when I went to their seminar, and it was quite nice to get all those books from them, and I am looking forward to reading them. I've already got one down, so that's what my 2020 is going to look like. A little bit less fantasy. I'm going to throw fantasy in there probably about every second book. I'm going to try and do one fantasy book a month and one other book a month. So it'll probably be like Wheel of Time for a while, and then probably get back into Gentleman Bastards a little, and then probably First Law trilogy, and also definitely getting more Terry Pratchett for Discworld. That was fun. So these books over here are books that no one at my work wanted. They weren't interested in it, or they had finished reading it a while back. And since with ARCs, we are not allowed to sell them or really give them away. If we want to get rid of them, we have to destroy them, as they are the intellectual property of the author and the publisher. And we just happen to be so lucky to get our hands on these so that we may read them. These ones were just ones that were left inside there for us to pick up and read if we were interested. I went through them. There's a whole bunch more there that I just didn't seem crazy interested in, but the rest of these seemed like spoke out to me when I read the descriptions of them, and really interested to see what they are. First one is Everless. It is YA fantasy, I believe, and I am looking forward to reading it. It's got pretty easy on the eyes writing. I am gonna take my time with it and get around to it in the not too distant future. This one here I love because there was a bookmark to go with it. It's called The Phantom of Fire. It's nice and small, only 175 pages. It's based out of New Brunswick, I believe, and I am just looking forward to reading it because it's a small book. Small books aren't an issue. I could probably get through that in 2 days or less, and also have something to talk about here on my channel, as well as see if I like this author, because if I do, I'm definitely going to pick up more of his stuff. I find that when you find an author with a voice you enjoy, you'll go back and visit that voice over and over. This is a cool advanced reader copy. They got that on the front, and then the book cover inside, the price that you pay. I don't know anything about it, but it sounded pretty good. And once again, it's like 260 pages, short book. I'm just going to read it because it'll probably be really good, and then I'm going to be able to recommend it to people if I enjoy it. This book is not yet rated. This was one requested by my wife. She saw with all the food on it, and then she wanted to read it, so I decided I would pick it up and let her read it, and hopefully she enjoys it. Now this one had some really cool, like, the description for it was, I think it's about this is about an assassin in Korea, and it's called The Plotters, and I think it's probably going to be pretty cool. It's got really good ratings on Goodreads, so I'm very interested to read it and let other people know what I think. This here is a thriller mystery, and it's called The Witch's Elm. It's on shelves already. I have seen it on the shelves a bunch, and I've been super interested to see what it's about, and so I picked it up because it was in the pile, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing what I think about it, and you guys will definitely hear about it. And my last one, Nom Nom. Nom Nom? Maybe? Nom Nom? I'm gonna say Nom Nom. Maybe the G is silent. Nom Nom? Nom Mon? Nom Mon? Nom On. So, this one here had really good ratings. I'm very intrigued to find out what I think about it. It's quite the hefty tome, but that doesn't scare me, so I'm really excited to actually read it and looking forward to it. For the month of October, my read is going to be It. I am doing read along with it on Caravan. I have my Caravan posted down below. You can join up there. Also, the It, I will post it on down below so that you can actually go and follow along and check out my book reading. And if you would like to join me, I would love to have some people to chat with about it. It's going to be my very first Stephen King novel I'm going to read, as I tried The Gunslinger a long time ago, and it didn't jive with me. Everyone's top 3 list seems to have it, but everyone's like, if you don't like a big book, I don't mind big books at all. So when I see something like this, I'm like, bring it on. Let's see what happens. And for those of you who are interested, in November, I'm going to be doing The Chestnut Man. The Chestnut Man is about a serial killer in Copenhagen, who is leaving behind Little Chestnut Man as his signature, and the detective has to hunt him down. It's a very interesting book, and I am looking forward to it, and that's going to be my November read, and this is my October read. So if you would like to join me, please do. I would love it. Caravan app is down below. I will post them up for you. My Goodreads and my Instagram and Tumblr are also down below. Now, the reason why I get these arcs, what they are given to me for, with the expectation that I will give other people an idea of what the books are about for while I'm on the sales floor, but also to give an honest review to you guys, to let you know whether this is a book worth reading or not. I have a select way that I do my book reviews. That way it's more like a book report, I suppose, so you guys have an idea of what it's about, if it was enjoyable, is it worth reading, what I rated it, and of course, after every book review, I post it up on Goodreads with a star rating, so that everyone can see what I'm thinking about it, and if I don't like it, and it's like a 0 for me, I probably won't review it. If it's something I really like, I'll most definitely review it, and if you're gonna get like a 2.5 or 3 star, I'm gonna review it just to let people know my thoughts on it, because whatever I think is not what everyone else thinks. It's just my one and only opinion, and everyone else can have a different opinion, because that's the wonderful thing about being human beings. We all get to have an opinion. And you know, mine's no more weighty than anyone else's, but I am definitely going to do my best to try and give you guys the most honest review of everything. And I think The Nanny is going to show you what I mean by like an honest review, because, spoiler alert, I'm not going to rate it that high, but it has a good story. So we will discuss that and break it down on Tuesday. I believe that is everything we need to talk about today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like me to do more book hauls whenever I get them from the publishers, let me know and I will do more videos like this. Anyway, everyone, thank you very much for tuning in and have a wonderful day.